May I request all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais to raise for national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलति तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे दव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे दव जय गादा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Let us begin the function with an invocation.
வாழ்வினில் செம்மையை செய்பவள் நீயே மாண்புகள் நீயே என் தமிழ் தாயே வீழ்வாரை வீழாது காப்பவள் நீயே வீரனின் வீரமும் வெற்றியும் நீயே தாண்டிடும் நிலையில் உனை விடுப்பேனோ தமிழனின் நாளும் தலைகுனி வேணோ சூழ்ந்தின்றும் நல்கிடும் பைந்தமிழன்னாய் தோன்றுதல் நின்னுயிர் நான் மறப்பேனோ செந்தமிழே உயிரே நருந்தேனே செயலினை மூச்சினை உனக்களித்தேனே நைந்தாயில் நைந்து போகும் என் வாழ்வு நன்னிலை உனக்கெனில் எனக்கும் தானே முந்தைய நாளினில் அறிவும் இல்லாது மொழித்தனன் மனிதனா புது புனல் மீது செந்தாமரை காடு பூத்தது போலே செழித்தையில் தமிழே ஒளியே வாழி செழித்தையில் தமிழே ஒளியே வாழி செழித்தையில் தமிழே ஒளியே வாழி.
I request Mr. Prashant Goyal, Chief Secretary in charge, Government of Puducherry, to deliver his welcome address.
Vanakkam. It is my distinct honor and great privilege to stand before this august gathering on behalf of the government of Puducherry on this occasion of the valedictory function of the year-long Golden Jubilee celebration of Dr. Ambedkar Government Law College Puducherry, which has made a name for itself with contribution from its large number of alumni, students, teachers, and non-teaching staff. It is my extreme pleasure to tender with utmost respect and reverence a warm and cordial welcome It is with immense pleasure that I would like to welcome Honorable Mr. Justice V. Ramasubramaniam, Judge of the Honorable Supreme Court of India, who has kindly consented to welcome to Honorable Mr. Justice Munishwar Nath Bhandari, Chief Justice of Honorable High Court of Madras, for his lordship's presence with us today. Judiciary. It is also my pleasure to welcome Honorable Mr. Justice A.D. Jagdish Chandira, Judge of the Honorable Madras High Court, and who is also the other administrative judge for Puducherry Judiciary. I also take this opportunity with pride to welcome our guest, Shri R. Selvam, Honorable Speaker, Legislative Assembly, Puducherry, Shri K. Lakshmi Narayan, Honorable Shri K. Lakshmi Narayan, Honorable PWD Minister and Honorable Law Minister for Government of Puducherry, who is also a prestigious alumnus of this institution. Shri Honorable Minister Civil Supplies Minister Shri Sai J. Sarvakumar, Shri S. Selva Ganpati, Honorable Member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha, Shri PML Kalyana Sundaram, Member of Legislative Assembly of this Constitution, the esteemed judicial members of the Honorable High Courts, District Courts, and Subordinate Courts, both sitting and retired, President and members of the Allied Bar Association of Puducherry, Karaikal, Mahe, and Yanam, and the present student of this pioneer institution. It is my privilege to welcome all the members of the Alumni Association of this college, other special guests, dignitary on the dais and off the dais, and members of the press. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education, said Martin Luther King. How true this beholds of this institution, which has given an all-round development to the students. The presence of so many stalwarts in the field of law witness that the seeds of their predecessors sowed here then have grown multiplied and yielded harvest 100-fold. Yes, so many honorable judges, both sitting and retired, honorable political leaders, potential social leaders, and so many successful alumni in various fields from this institution. Your presence means a lot to Puducherry. A warm welcome to all of you. I wish Dr. Ambedkar Government Law College Puducherry will continue to achieve excellence in legal association, and alumni association will always stand by with this institution. Nandri.
I request Honorable Justice R. Subramaniam, Judge High Court Madras, and Mrs. Kalaimati, Principal District Judge Salem, to honor His Lordship Uday Umesh Lalit, Chief Justice of India, with a shawl and a memento. I request Honorable Justice D.R. Swaminathan, Judge High Court Madras, and Mrs. K. Govindarajan Tilakavati, Registrar Judiciary High Court Madras, to honor His Lordship Justice V. Ramasubramaniam, Judge Supreme Court of India, with a shawl and a memento. I request Honorable Justice G.K. Ilandarayan, Judge High Court Madras, and Mr. J. Silmanathan, Chief Judge Puducherry, to honor His Lordship Justice M.M. Sundaresh, Judge Supreme Court of India, with a shawl and a memento. I request Honorable Justice P.V. Tamilchelvi, Judge, High Court Madras, and Mrs. V. Sofna Devi, Judge, Labour Court, Puducherry, to honor Her Excellency Srimati Dr. Tamilisai Soundarajan, Lieutenant Governor, Government of Puducherry, with a shawl and a memento. I request Mr. A. Bhaktavachalam, Senior Advocate, and Mr. A. Abdul Rashid, Senior Advocate, to honor His Lordship Justice Munishwar Nath Bandari, Chief Judge, High Court of Madras, with a shawl and a memento. I request Honorable Justice B. Pugalendi, Judge, High Court Madras, and Mr. M. Ravi, Advocate, High Court Madras, to honor through N. Rangaswamy, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Puducherry, and Patron in Chief of the Alumni Association, with a shawl and a memento. I request Mr. Shankaran, Senior Most Alumni and First President of this college, and Mr. R. Vetri Selvam, Advocate Karakal, to honor His Lordship Justice T. Raja, Judge, High Court Madras, with a shawl and a memento. I request Honorable Justice D. Bharada Chakravarti, Judge, High Court Madras, and Mr. M. Lakshmi Narasimhan, Senior Advocate, to honor through K. Lakshmi Narayanan, Honorable Public Works Minister, Government of Puducherry, and Patron of Alumni Association, with a shawl and a memento. I request Mr. P.A.U. Chemmal, Second Additional District Judge Chidambaram, and Mrs. Roselet Judson, Senior Advocate, to honor through R. Selvam, Honorable Speaker, Legislative Assembly, Puducherry, with a shawl and a memento. I request Mr. V. Balamurugan, Government Leader for Government of Puducherry at Madras High Court, and Mr. S.S. Kadirvel, Secretary, Pondicherry Bar Association, to honor through S. Selvaganapati, Honorable Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, with a shawl and a memento. I request Mr. N. Balamurugan, Public Prosecutor of Puducherry, and Mr. G. Balasundram, Advocate, to honor through PML Kalyanasundram, Member of Legislative Assembly, Puducherry, with a shawl and a memento. அதான் I request Mr. E.S. Kannan, Senior Advocate, and Mr. G. Krishnan, Senior Advocate, to honor Mr. Prashant Goyal, Chief Justice in Charge, Government of Puducherry, with a shawl and a memento. I request Mr. Muthuvel to honor Honorable Minister for Civil Supplies with a shawl and a memento. Yes, sir. Ganapati, Honorable Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, with a shawl and a memento.
One traces the history of legal. He was born on 9th September 1884 in Periyakalapet. Was admitted in 1982, and today we have the president also proudly seated here amidst us. So it will not be an exaggeration to say that this college has been a cradle for modern legal institutions. At least 3 academicians associated with this institution had been responsible for establishing 3 notable new law schools. Professor N.R. Madhav Menon, we all know, National Law School of Bangalore, India NLSU Bangalore. Dr. S.G. Butt, he was associated with the first Nuals Kochi, and Dr. Vikraman Nair, School of Indian Legal Thought, Kottayam. Needless to mention that several acclaimed academicians have occupied or occupying many coveted administrative posts like principals, aides, deans, and directors of various legal institutions, both public and private. In addition, this institution has produced many law and policy makers, judges, good parliamentarians, legislators, diplomats, civil servants, judicial and law officers, advocates, above all, good citizens. This brief presentation on the history of this heritage institution is made not only to remember and cherish its rich tradition and legacy, but also the alumni of this great to remind these alumni of this great institution that instead of living on this tradition, and legacy, we have to strive hard to live on with this tradition and legacy, so that thus taking this institution in particular and legal education of Pondicherry in general to the next level, to the next generation in a ever challenging globalized world. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Professor David. Alumnus are always philanthropists. 93 batch of students have formulated a 93 scheme and have come forward to donate rupees 80,000 every year for the education of the needy students. I request Justice D. Bharata Chakravarti to hand over the check in the presence of His Lordship, Justice T. Raja, to the principal of this college. Thank you. Hailing from a village in Thenur, Madurai district, did his early education in a Panchayat Union school. As a postgraduate in social work, studied law at Madurai Law College. After enrollment on 22/6/1988, started his practice in the Madras High Court. Within a couple of years, shifted practice to Supreme Court of India, served as standing counsel for Dr. MGR Medical University for about 10 years in the Honorable Supreme Court. Was appointed as an additional Justice T. Raja, Judge High Court Madras, and request His Lordship to felicitate on this occasion.
Good morning to all the dignitaries who are present here, gracing this Golden Jubilee celebration of Dr. Ambedkar, Government Law College, Pondicherry. Lord Honorable Chief Justice of India, the Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, Justice V. Ramasubramaniam, Justice Imam Sundaresh, Honorable Chief Justice of our High Court, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Honorable Chief Minister, Honorable Law Minister, Honorable Ministers who are present here, Honorable Member of Parliament, Legislative Assemblies, Honorable Judges of the High Court, sitting, as well as the retired judges who are gracing this occasion, the President, Secretary, Office Bearers of the Pondicherry Advocate Association, members of the bar, every one of the dignitaries who have come to grace this occasion. Good morning to all of you. I take this opportunity to thank the organizers for having given me an opportunity to come and take part in this Golden Jubilee celebration. The father of great nation, Mahatma Gandhi, he is being remembered on 2nd of October every year. He is also remembered on 30th of January. Although life was so cruel to him on 30th January, we cannot forget 30th January. Similarly, Indians and the great nation cannot forget 15th August 1947 for three reasons. On 15th August 1945, the great power, Japan, surrendered unconditionally to the world by laying their arms. And finally, brought the Second World War to an end. Peace started coming in. As a result, secondly, we got independence on 15th August 1947. The third reason we cannot forget 15th August is the great philosopher Aurobindo was also born on 15th August. For all these three reasons, we celebrate 15th August. Similarly, Dr. Ambedkar, Government Law College, Puducherry, cannot forget 10th August 2022. For the simple reason that in the rare presence and gathering of the Honorable Chief Justice of India, the Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, the Honorable Chief Justice of our High Court, the Honorable Judges of our High Court, and all other dignitaries, more importantly, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor, Honorable Chief Minister, and other ministers. All these rare gathering has made this 10th of August 2022 as a special day for the Dr. Ambedkar Law College. Dr. Ambedkar Law College deserves these blessings and privilege from this gathering because it has produced today 7 angels, and they are all today adorning the benches of the Madras High Court, the Temple of Justice today. Father of US Constitution, when we mention about the angels, father of US Constitution, James Madison said, if a government is run by the angels, there is no requirement for the police station. There is no any requirement for courts, the court of law. There is no any requirement for the machinery to run the state. In the alternative, he also said that if the people in a country, in a state, are living like an angel, again, he said, there is no any requirement for the police station or the court of law to come into picture because the angels will not give any complaint, they will not give any controversy, they will live freely and then they will meet people and treat everyone fairly. When we talk about the father of US Constitution, James Madison, our function would be incomplete if we do not mention Dr. Ambedkar. Dr. Ambedkar, in one and a half line, in 2 lines, if I could say so with all humility. Article 14, I would say that there are many beauties in the Constitution Dr. Ambedkar, while framing the Constitution, has given to us. By just telling only one, the beauty of the Constitution, I will just hand over the dice to the others. Article 14 says that the state shall not deny to any person equality before law or the equal protection of law within the territory of India. By inserting this class 14, of course, we have borrowed this equality class from the French Revolution: liberty, equality, and fraternity. By inserting this equality class in the Constitution, look at the beauty of the Constitution. 1,000 years of slavery, 1,000 years of discrimination, practiced all over the country, were brought to an end. The result is, today, by implementing Article 14, which has been drafted and given to us by Dr. Ambedkar, in whose name your college is today, is accommodating, teaching the students, giving a biggest guidance to the future generation, we are able to stand as a model and pioneer teacher to the world. I will tell you one briefly in 1 minute, and then I'll rest. We borrow many part of the Constitution from other country, other constitutions in the world. The parliamentary form of government we have borrowed from the UK, because we consider our forefathers, the father of the constitutions, the framers of the constitution. They thought that the parliamentary form of government should be most fitting to the Indian circumstances. So we borrowed the parliamentary form of government from the UK for two reasons. The parliamentary form of government being adopted by the UK is 800-year old. Therefore, it was considered as a mother of parliament. Secondly, it was also considered as a house of democracy. But in the house of democracy, in the mother of parliament, look at the beauty. The famous lawyer who hails from a Roman Catholic cannot become Lord Chancellor, the head of the judiciary. Even if he's a finest lawyer, a distinguished lawyer, but he belongs to Roman Catholic, we cannot become the Lord Chancellor. We consider as the head of the judiciary of the Great Britain. That inequality prevailed till 2007 when Mr. Tony Blair came to power as a prime minister, and then he only introduced the removal of inequality bill, and that has become law in 2007 onwards. Everybody started becoming the Lord Chancellor. But take the case of India. Our Indian constitution, framed by the great architect, Dr. Ambedkar. From the day when we have adopted the constitution on 26 November 1949, we have been treating, we have been living with letter and spirit along with the equality class. Anyone from east, anyone from west, anyone from south, anyone from north, anyone, whether you belong to Hindu or whether you belong to Christian or whether you belong to Muslim or Parsi, you can become the head of the judiciary, the Chief Justice of India. This is one part of the beauty of the Constitution Dr. Ambedkar has given to us. When you go to US, the US Constitution was adopted in the year 1787. Look at how the Indian Constitution stands as a role model to UK and also US. In the year 1787, when the US Constitution was framed by the father of US Constitution, James Madison, with 7 articles, people, men and women, were not treated equally. Men were given the right to vote, the women were denied the right to vote. People started coming to the roads, creating protest, taking possession, demanding the right to vote in favor of the woman. Almost when a situation arose, a civil war erupted in US. By bringing in 19th Amendment in the year 1920, right to vote was given equally to women in US. That is, after 133 years from the date of adopting the Constitution of US. men and women were treated equally. But in the case of India, from the day one we have adopted the constitution, we have treated everyone, because Article 326 says that anyone, either man or woman, attains the age of 18, he is registered as a voter and he has got a right to vote and he has got a right to contest in any election, either local election or assembly election or the parliament election. That is the beauty of the constitution. Saying so, I would say that Dr. Ambedkar Law College, I wish today to produce more number of angels so that the constitution will be taken in the right way. The angels can come and administer the justice fairly. The angels can come and take the nation to the right path. Thank you so much for the opportunity given.
Thank you, Your Lordship, for the commendable felicitation. Through S. Selvaganapathy, Honorable Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, is generous to donate a vehicle to this college, and I request the Honorable Member of Parliament to hand over the key of the vehicle in the presence of Honorable Chief Minister. Born on 4th August 1950 in Puducherry to parents Nadesh and Krishnaswamy Kaunda and Panchali Ammal. Did his BCom degree from Tiger's College and BL from Dr. Ambedkar Government Law College, Puducherry. Adorned political life in 1990 and became Chief Minister in the year 2001. As Chief Minister, various path-breaking schemes for socio-economic development were implemented, like Perundalaivar Kamarajar Housing Scheme for making the Union Territory of Puducherry a HUD-free zone. 50% concession on stamp duty for immobile property registered in the name of women, and full reimbursement of tuition fees for students selected through Center for pursuing medicine and engineering courses. Fondly known as Makkal Mudalvar for his simplicity and Puducherry Kamarajar for his generosity, I present to N. Rangaswamy, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Puducherry, and Patron and Chief of the Alumni Association to this August gathering, and request Honorable Chief Minister of Puducherry to deliver a special address.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். எனது அன்பிற்கும் மரியாதைக்குரிய இந்த இனிய விழாவில் கலந்து கொண்டு நம்மை எல்லாம் பெருமைப்படுத்திக் கொண்டிருக்கின்ற மரியாதைக்குரிய மாண்புமிகு உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய தலைமை நீதியரசர் அவர்களே, அன்பிற்கும் மரியாதைக்குரிய மாண்புமிகு உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய நீதி அரசர்களே, மரியாதைக்குரிய மாண்புமிகு சென்னை உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய தலைமை நீதியரசர் அவர்களே, எனது அன்பிற்கும் மரியாதைக்குரிய மாண்புமிகு துணை நிலை ஆளுநர் அவர்களே, விழாவில் கலந்து கொண்டு சிறப்பித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்ற அன்பிற்கும் மரியாதைக்குரிய மாண்புமிகு உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய நீதியரசர்களே, அன்பிற்குரிய மாண்புமிகு சட்டப்பேரவைத் தலைவர் அவர்களே மற்றும் அன்பிற்குரிய மாண்புமிகு அமைச்சர் பெருமக்களே, அன்பிற்குரிய இத்தொகுதியின் சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர் அவர்களே மற்றும் எனது அன்பிற்கும் பாசத்திற்குரிய ஏனைய தொகுதியை சார்ந்த சட்டமன்ற உறுப்பினர்களே, இந்த விழாவில் கலந்து கொண்டு சிறப்பித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்ற அன்பிற்குரிய நீதி அரசர்களே மற்றும் மூத்த மற்றும் இளம் வழக்கறிஞர்களே, அன்பான மாணவ செல்வங்களே, அன்பிற்குரிய பெரியோர்களே, சகோதர சகோதரி, எனது இனிய நண்பர்களே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய நன்றி கலந்த வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கின்றேன். டாக்டர் அம்பேத்கர் அரசு சட்டக்கல்லூரியுடைய பொன்விழா ஆண்டு. இந்த பொன்விழா ஆண்டில் கலந்து கொள்ள நான் மிகுந்த மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். முன்னாள் மாணவன் என்ற முறையிலும், முன்னாள் மாணவ குழுவினுடைய தலைவன் என்ற முறையிலும் இந்த விழாவில் கலந்து கொள்வது என்பது எனக்கு மிகவும் மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்கின்றது, பெருமையாக இருக்கின்றது. பொன்விழா ஆண்டு. இந்த பொன்விழா ஆண்டுல இங்கே இந்த கல்லூரி படித்த மாணவன் ஒருவன் முதலமைச்சராக இருந்து கலந்து கொள்வது என்பது எவ்வளவு மகிழ்ச்சியாக இருக்கும் என்பதை நீங்கள் அனைவரும் நன்றாக அறிவீர்கள். இது ஒரு நல்ல வாய்ப்பு. இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரி புதுச்சேரியில் ஒரு சிறிய பள்ளிக்கூடத்தில் தொடங்கப்பட்டு இன்று சுமார் 28 ஏக்கர் நிலத்தில் சிறந்த கல்லூரியாக இங்கே நிமிர்ந்து நின்று கொண்டிருக்கிறது. இந்த கல்லூரியை பார்க்கும் பொழுது என்னுடைய கல்லூரியுடைய முதல்வர் அவர்கள் டாக்டர் மாதவ மேனன் அவர்கள் பேசிக் கொண்டிருக்கும் பொழுது, நீங்கள் ஒரு சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகத்தை இங்கே கொண்டு வரலாம் அப்படி என்று சொன்னார்கள். சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகத்தை. அப்பொழுது அவருடன் சொன்னேன், நிச்சயமாக நான் மறுபடியும் இங்கே முதலமைச்சராக பொறுப்பேற்பேன், அப்ப நான் சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகம் கொண்டு வருகின்றேன் நான் சொன்ன அவர்கிட்ட. அது எப்படின்னு தெரியாது, ஏன்னா மறுபடியும் வருவேன், நான் வந்து பல்கலைக்கழகத்தை கொண்டு வருவேன் அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். இப்போ அந்த சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகம் தொடங்குவதற்கான முயற்சிகள் மேற்கொள்ளப்பட்டிருக்கின்றது. அதற்கான 26 ஏக்கர் நிலம் ஒதுக்கி கொடுக்கப்பட்டிருக்கின்றது அரசால். ஆனால் விரைவிலேயே அந்த சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகம் அவருடைய எண்ணத்தினுடைய அடிப்படையிலேயே மற்றும் நம்முடைய மாண்புமிகு நீதி அரசர்கள் எல்லாம் சொன்னார்கள், சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகம் என்பது சிறந்த மாணவர்களை உருவாக்கி கொடுக்கின்ற ஒரு பல்கலைக்கழகமாக திகழும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்க. எங்க பிள்ளைகளுக்கு ஒரு அச்சம், இங்கே படிக்கின்ற மாணவர்களுக்கு ஒரு அச்சம், புதுச்சேரி சார்ந்த மாணவர்களுக்கு அங்கே இடம் கிடைக்குமா, இடம் ஒதுக்கி கொடுப்பார்களா என்று ஒரு எண்ணம் அவர்களுக்கு ஒரு கேள்விக்குறி இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. நிச்சயமாக இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரி மேலும் மேம்படுத்தப்படும். புதுச்சேரி மாணவர்களுக்கு உரிய இடங்கள் இங்கே நிச்சயமாக கிடைக்கும் என்பது எந்தவித ஐயமும் இல்லை. சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லும் பொழுது வெளி மாநில சார்ந்த மாணவர்கள் மற்றும் வெளிநாட்டை சார்ந்த மாணவர்கள் இங்கே வந்து படிக்கின்ற ஒரு வாய்ப்பு புதுச்சேரியில் ஏற்படுத்தப்படும் என்பது உண்மை. ஆனால் அந்த அச்சம் சிறிதளவும் எல்லலும் தேவையில்லை என்பது என்னுடைய எண்ணம். நம்முடைய மாணவர்களுக்குரிய பங்கு இங்கே இருக்கும். இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரி மேலும் மேம்படுத்தப்படும் என்பதை இங்கே நான் உங்களுக்கு கூறிக்கொள்கின்றேன். இது ஒரு சிறந்த ஒரு சட்டக்கல்லூரி என்பது உங்களுக்கு அனைவருக்கும் நன்றாக தெரியும். ஏன்னு சொன்னா, இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரியில் படித்தவர்கள் உயர்நீதிமன்றத்தில் நீதிபதியாக பணியாற்றி இருக்கின்றனர், பணியாற்றி கொண்டு இருக்கின்றனர். இப்பொழுது 12 நீதி அரசர்கள் உயர்நீதிமன்ற நீதி அரசர்களாக பணியாற்றி கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். 7 பேர் இப்பொழுது பணியாற்றுகிறார்கள். ஆக இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரியில் படித்தவர்கள் இதுவே ஒரு உதாரணம், சிறந்தவர்களாக இருக்கின்றார்கள் என்பதற்கு ஒரு பெரிய உதாரணமாக நாம் எடுத்துக்கொள்ளலாம். அது மட்டுமல்லாது பல இடங்களில் பல துறைகளில் தனியார் மற்றும் அரசு துறைகள் எல்லாம் பணியாற்றி கொண்டு வருகின்றார்கள். அதனால் இந்த சட்டக்கல்லூரி மிகவும் சிறந்த ஒரு சட்டக்கல்லூரியாக திகழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. இப்பொழுது பொன்விழா ஆண்டினை கொண்டாடி கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. நம்முடைய சட்டக்கல்லூரி படித்த மாணவர்களுக்கு, சட்டம் பயின்ற மாணவர்களுக்கு உதவி செய்கிறதிலே நம்முடைய அரசானது இளம் வழக்கறிஞர்களுக்கு 9,000 ரூபாய் வழங்கி வருகின்றது. மாதம் 9,000 ரூபாய் வழங்கி வருகின்றது. அதே போன்று முதுகலை பட்டம் படித்த மாணவர்களுக்கு ஆய்வு உதவியாளர்கள் பதவி வழங்கப்பட்டு சுமார் 15 நபர்களுக்கு மாதம் 25,000 ரூபாய் சம்பளம் கொடுக்கப்பட்டு வருகிறது. இது ஒரு கோரிக்கை. புதுச்சேரி பணியாற்றி வருகின்ற வழக்கறிஞர்களுக்கு சென்னை உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தில் நீதி அரசராக கொடுக்க வாய்ப்பு இருந்தால் அதை எங்களுக்கு கொடுக்க வேண்டும் இங்கே வரைத்து வழக்கறிஞராக பணியாற்றி வருகின்ற ஒரு ஏக்கம், ஒரு எண்ணம் இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. அதை மாண்புமிகு உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய தலைமை நீதியரசர் அவர்களும் சென்னை உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தை சார்ந்த மாண்புமிகு தலைமை நீதியரசர் கவனத்தில் வைத்துக் கொள்ள வேண்டும் என்று உங்களை தாழ்மையோடு இந்த நேரத்தில் கேட்டுக்கொள்கின்றேன். மேலும் நம்முடைய உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய கிளை ஒன்று புதுச்சேரியில் வர வேண்டும் என்ற ஒரு கோரிக்கை பல ஆண்டுகளாக இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது. எப்படி எங்களுக்கு தனி மாநில அந்தஸ்து வேண்டும் என்ற கோரிக்கை பல ஆண்டுகளாக இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றதோ, அதே போன்று உயர் நீதிமன்றத்திலே கிளை ஒன்று புதுச்சேரியில் வர வேண்டும் என்ற கோரிக்கையும் பல ஆண்டுகளாக இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறது என்பதையும் அந்த நேரத்தில் குறிப்பிட விரும்புகிறேன். என்னுடைய புதுச்சேரி ஒரு நல்ல கல்வியை கொடுக்கின்ற மாநிலமாக திகழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. அதில் சட்டக் கல்லூரியும் இருந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்றது. மேலும் இந்த கல்லூரியின் தரத்தை உயர்த்துவதற்கும் சட்ட பல்கலைக்கழகத்தை கொண்டு வருவதற்கும் இந்த அரசு முயற்சி செய்து கொடுக்கும் என்பதை இந்த நேரத்தில் கூறிக்கொண்டு அனைவருக்கும் மனமார்ந்த வாழ்க்கை கூறி இங்கே இந்த விழாவிற்கு வருகின்ற மாண்புமிகு உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்தினுடைய தலைமை நீதி அரசர்களுக்கும் உச்ச நீதிமன்றத்தை சார்ந்த நீதி அரசர்களுக்கும் சென்னை உயர் நீதிமன்றத்தை சார்ந்த மாண்புமிகு தலைமை நீதி அரசு மற்றும் நீதி அரசர்களுக்கும் என்னுடைய மனமார்ந்த நன்றி கூறி வாழ்த்து விடைபெறுகின்றேன். நன்றி.
Thank you, Your Honorable Chief Minister of Puducherry, for the laudable speech. Mrs. Kamala Kumar has come forward to donate rupees 2 lakhs for Institute Incorporated for the subject of jurisprudence and is requested to hand over the check in the presence of His Lordship, Justice Munishwar Bandari, Principal of this college. Born on 13/9/1960, did law and practiced in the Rajasthan High Court at Jodhpur and Jaipur. Specialist in constitutional service, labor and arbitration matters. Was standing counsel for railways, Rajasthan Road Transport Corporation, Nuclear Corporation, State Election Commission, etc. Was appointed as judge of the High Court of Rajasthan on July 5, 2007. Transferred to Allahabad High Court in the year 2019. Remained as acting Chief Justice of Allahabad High Court till 10th October 2021 and thereafter was transferred to the Madras High Court. Projects of the Chief Justice as Chief Justice from 22/11/21 to 13/2/2022. Appointed as Chief Justice of Madras High Court on 10/2/2022. I present Honorable Justice Munishwar Nath Bandari, Chief Justice High Court of Madras, to this August gathering and request His Lordship to deliver a special address.
Vanakkam and very good morning to one and all present here. Great occasion. My Lord Justice U. Lalit, Chief Justice of India, Dr. Soundarajan, Lieutenant Governor Puducherry and Governor of Telangana, Justice V. Ramaswamy, Judge Supreme Court, Justice M. Sundaresh, Judge Supreme Court, Chief Minister of Puducherry, Mr. Rangaswamy, my brother P. Raja. I may be excused not name all the dignitaries on the dais of the dais because we are behind schedule. The Honorable Chief Justice of India has to be there at Chennai by 3:30, so I would be brief for that reason, and I may be excused not naming all the dignitaries. However, all the alumni, dear students, the staff members, and all who remain connected with the prestigious Law College. It's indeed a great honor for me to address this august gathering on the occasion of Golden Jubilee Ambedkar Government Law College, Puducherry, in the presence of the Karta of Judiciary, the Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Lalit. I want to be brief and would be addressing all the students and the alumni to show what is the combination today. Justice Raja said many things about the Constitution, but I would be referring to the achievement of the college. A combination, 6 judges presently occupy the seat of the Madras High Court. Justice Subramaniam, Brother Swaminathan, Brother Ilanthian, Justice Puglandi, Justice Bharat Chakravarti, and Justice Salamshe. 6 of them remain the alumni. It's a great pleasure for us to have this prestigious college who has produced 6 judges, and not only they are sitting judges, but in the past also many judges. The combination is that the principal also remain the student of the college. What a great achievement. And the field is wide open. They remain the politician, and the chief minister of the state is also, and was the student of this college only. Civil servants, many others have been produced by the college. This illustrations institution has completed 50 years, and today is the latest session. Definitely 10th August 2022 would be a remarkable day when you're celebrating this day in the presence of the Karta, Justice Lalit. I hope and trust that the way the college has made a mark in all fields, with the support of the students and the faculty, they will continue to do that. A special remark on the Chief Minister of the state and also Lefty Governor, who are taking deep interest to promote education. Puducherry has come as a hub of the education center. And recently, on the persuasion made by me and Justice Raja, the Chief Minister, the Law Minister, and PWD Minister allocated a huge area of
A special good morning to each and everyone. Honorable Chief Justice of India,
Supreme Court, Justice Uday Umesh Lalit ji, and the Honorable Justice
the Honorable Subramaniam, Honorable
Justice M. Sundaresh, Sri Raja, Honorable Justice Raja, and our
Speaker Selvam, and Law Minister Namachmayam, Lakshmi
MP Selva Ganapati, and our MLA Lakshmi Narayan, and our Minister Sai
Subramaniam, and Honorable S.G. Bhatt, and
President of Bar Association of Puducherry, Kumaran, and the alumni of this great institution,
and Honorable Chief Minister of Puducherry, Sri Ramasamy, and all the other dignitaries
or on the dais, off the dais. A special good morning to each and everyone. As our Honorable Chief Justice of Chennai High Court,
Sri Munishwar, Justice Sri Munishwarnath Bhandariji said, our Honorable Chief
Justice of India has to catch the flight at Chennai, traveling to Chennai, and I know how it is
difficult to travel to Chennai and catch the flight because I am often experiencing that experience. So I will give it very short.
and I'm sure it will be very short. And first of all, I congratulate the institution for celebrating the Golden Jubilee celebration.
And I want to salute the lawyers and advocates because you are celebrating the Azadika Amrit Mahotsav, the 75th year of our independence.
The lawyers and the advocates took part in the freedom struggle than any other profession. Starting from our father of nation, Sri Mahatma Gandhi ji, Sri Madan Mohan Malaviya,
Jawaharlal Nehru, Madhavbhai Naoroji, Sundarnath Banerjee, Bala Ganguly
who said Swaraj is my birthright. And our Tamil Nadu leader, Sri Rajagopalachari, and we are very proud. The Kappaloti, a Tamil and V.O. Chidambaran, a lawyer by profession, and Lala Lajpat Roy, Tilak,
the Bipin Chandra Pal, who were named the trident of Lord Paul and Paul, and so on. And I am very thankful to the lawyers of doing the freedom struggle because
we are very proud about the Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, Sri Aurobindo, who we are celebrating the 150th centenary year of Sri Aurobindo, and we are proud that he stayed with Bharadiyar in Puducherry, and he was relieved
from the popular bomb case by the
performance of the freedom fighter and the professional lawyer Sri C.R. Das. So we owe to the lawyer profession and we owe to the lawyers and we salute the lawyers
who took part in major number during the freedom struggle and during the golden jubilee of this
institution. I want to salute all the lawyers. And I want to make my speech in a brief account because, as I said, our Honorable Chief Justice to catch the flight. As a woman, only one concern. As a Chancellor of Universities, I always put forth a question. How many of the women are taking the
graduation? The Vice Chancellors used to say, you are taking now the numbers are October, the women. Can ask to put forth, I asked one question.
Asking whether what are the degrees they are choosing. Most of them are choosing the basic degrees. That is the degree of qualification.
We say what for it? Good alliance marriage. They are not selecting
professional, but now it is improved. But as a women, I want to appeal the womanhood as when Justice
Raja said, from the formation of the constitution, we had the right to vote. But I learned
they went for to register them as voters. Most of the women, when they ask the question,
with the name, most of them told, I am so and so's wife. I am so and so's
daughter. So there should be a change in the mindset of the women. And I learned out of
18,57,623 lawyers in India, 2,84,507 are female lawyers, which constitute 15%.
And there are 30% women judges in the lower court and 11.5% in the higher court. I don't know, I took the information from some place, I may be wrong or right, but whatever may be, my appeal to the womenhood, you can manage the houses and you can manage the courts. So I appeal the young girls to take the lawyer profession, come forward.
More because you're the fighters and they were profession. There should be more lawyers, more judges, and more Supreme Court judges and the High Court judges and
lower court judges and even the lawyers and appeal because Honorable Ambedkar said, I measure the development of a society.
the development of human. Vivekananda said a country as a bird cannot fly with one wing. It should have the two wings, that is the women, men and women. So my appeal, and I appreciate all the alumni of this
institution. And as I said now, not only the freedom fighters, the lawyers are more in politics. I always think, why more lawyers? As doctors, we are very few in number. And why lawyers? Because they are very good communicators, they are very good speakers. In a net, I was asking. I'm asking really, you stole the car. Then he told, after your effective ointment argument, I am thinking, I'm started believing that I didn't. So the lawyers' arguments are so effective, and it should be in a right path. And my appeal is, as it is said here, there should not be any gender discrimination. There should not be any religious discrimination. There should be no any caste discrimination. But then whether we have achieved that equality, it is yet to be answered. So it is the womenhood, the female population should come forward to take the challenging field like law profession. And I'm foreseeing more lawyers and more judges to occupy the chairs. And I really thank each and everyone for giving me this opportunity. And I congratulate all the alumni of this institution, and I congratulate each and one who are present here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for the inspirational speech. I request His Lordship, Justice M. Sundaresh, Judge Supreme Court of India, to deliver the keynote address.
It is indeed a historic day today. We have the head of the judiciary, executive, along with the Honorable Chief Minister representing the legislative. I'm indeed honored to participate in this function. 50 years have elapsed, and today's function is being presided by the 49th Chief Justice of India. A moment of pride for all of us. This college has produced stalwarts in every possible field one could imagine, be it politics, be it industry, be it administration, be it judiciary. What does it mean? It only means the performance and service of the institution towards the national building.
There are two important factors one will require for development of an individual. One is knowledge, the other is character.
A mere knowledge without character would be disastrous. A mere character without knowledge will be useless.
This institution
has produced men and
women of knowledge and character. The institution is known for the
students it has produced. On their performance, it is assessed. As the earlier speaker said, we have 7 judges, all of them
are doing exceedingly well, adoring the High Court.
We have judges at the district level, having graduated from this institution,
performing the same way, and we will be
having few more judges added to the Secretary High Court, perhaps in future as well. said, தம்பொருள் என்பது தம்மக்கள்.
அவர்கள் தத்தம் விளையாடுகள். It doesn't restrict itself to the
Children, this is a very narrow way of interpretation. It speaks about what you contribute, what you produce. The ability to think differently, understanding the social ethos, the social values, is a prime duty of an institution imparting legal knowledge. I would like to tell you about a conversation. You take it in that way.
between a professor of law and a student. Madam was coming to the young lady lawyers. She's right there.
Doing exceedingly well. I was also talking to the Honorable Chief Justice, and I must tell to the Honorable Chief Justice of India that
You are in the place where the women judges far exceed men. This is what's happening by the social revolution. Now the professor asked an interesting question to a male student.
what would Goddess Parvati
Think and answer on a question to her. Married with
with Lord Shiva? The male student said that obviously she'll be happy because get a better bride, better bridegroom than the Lord himself. The same question was asked to a lady student. The girl answered it beautifully. She said, I look at it in a different aspect. I look at it from the point of view of my parents, my relatives, my friends, myself, and girls from the higher society and lower society. Then she answered, now if I am Goddess Parvati,
there are various reasons for me to accept the proposal.
the first and foremost will be
My individuality and self-respect. Now, when I marry Lord Shiva, I will become part of it. Therefore, I am as equal as he. My self-respect, dignity, and performance would go higher. All right.
now when I looked at my parents, they'll be the proud parents.
And proud in-laws because they do not get a better grading than the Lord himself. When I look at my relatives, they can always relate to me and tell others, our child is the bride of Lord himself. For my friends, those who love me abundantly would be very happy. Those who hate me also would acknowledge that they are my good friends.
Though they will have a feeling that they could have been the bride.
And in fact, they happen to be even then it is good. Lord Shiva is having
God has Ganges on his head. Therefore, there is no water problem. He is also having moon on his head. Therefore, there is no electricity issue. He is wearing a just simple tiger skin. Therefore, the washing problem is also not there. He doesn't eat, therefore they don't need to eat. Therefore, looking from all this perspective, logically, I would say, Valmiki was right. Now, this should be the logical thinking that will emanate from Surya. You have to assess and accept it and then shift it from different aspects. As Madam has said, I do not wish to hold you for long. As Mrs. Ramsdale was also a mentor, many as would say, always look at the gathering. The person who was thinking of moving away is the indication that you should start. I would only thank the organizers, especially the alumni, for contributing to this, the growth of the institution. As beautifully said by Wayne Vatakothan in Sundargandam, he said, like a banyan tree which has become old, the deep rooted branches should hold the tree and make it survive. I wish this college, this great institution, all the very best. We are celebrating the golden jubilee today, and we should celebrate the centennial function also. Thank you very much for the discussion.
Thank you, Your Lordship. I request His Lordship, Justice V. Ramasubramanian,
Judge from India, to deliver the
presidential address.
அனைவருக்கும் காலை வணக்கம். நானும் தலைமை நீதியரசர் அவர்களும் 12:30 மணிக்கு போக வேண்டி இருப்பதால் ரொம்ப அவசரமாக நான் பேசுகிறேன். I am rushing with my speech, only 2 minutes. At the outset, I congratulate this college for having completed 50 years at a time when Puducherry has completed 60 years of the ratification of the Treaty of Accession. The French National Assembly ratified the Treaty of Accession in the year 1962. This college was started in 1972. And what more do you require? Then a 3-member bench of the Supreme Court has come here to congratulate you. The Honorable Chief Minister of Puducherry talked about the bench of the High Court in Puducherry. There are about 15 judges from Madras High Court who have come here to congratulate you. Therefore, a 3-member bench of the Supreme Court, a 15-member bench of the High Court have come here to congratulate you on this occasion. All of you must have heard about this assets disproportionate to the known source of income. I think I would apply it in a very, very lighter way to Pondicherry Law College. There are 5 non-universities in Tamil Nadu. There are more than about 10 colleges in Tamil Nadu. All of them together produce thousands of students every year. But there is only one law college in Pondicherry. It produces 7 judges out of 56 judges. What should I say? This Pondicherry Law College is giving out assets disproportionate to universities. And what if you start another university? If you start a university, I think it will be still more competitive. Fortunately, me and Sundaresh have got elevated at a time, and there was no university. Dear friends, Pondicherry is, I would say Pondicherry is a mini South India because people here speak Tamil, Telugu, and Malayalam. You have Lanam, you have Bhakti. So 3 South Indian languages are spoken here. It's a mini South India. It is actually a mini Bharat because from east we had Arabindo come here and settle down. This is a very unique place which transformed 2 revolutionaries. One revolutionary, Arabindo Ghosh, and another revolutionary, Subramania Bharatiya, into the spiritual path. Therefore, anybody touching his feet on its soil will certainly become spiritual. Therefore, this is mini India. And I will not be satisfied with the expression is a mini South India, is a mini Bharat. It was an international community where everything is a different town. You have not of this town, which town can produce so many illustrious students of law. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Lordship, for a very scintillating speech. May I request His Lordship, Justice Uday Umesh Lalit, Chief Justice of India, to release the souvenir and deliver the valedictory address.
Oh, I see. Okay, okay. I thought, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please. That perhaps was the effect of Justice Ram Subramaniam's speech, that I was so touched by it that I immediately came to the podium anyway. My esteemed colleagues, Justice Ram Subramaniam, Justice Sundaresh, Justice Munishwaranath Bandari, Chief Justice, Madras High Court, Honorable Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan, the Governor of Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Shri N. Rangasamy, Honorable Chief Minister Puducherry, Law Minister, the Speaker, who are actually the Law Minister and the Chief Minister who are alumni of this prestigious institution, Justice Murai Swami, Justice Raja, and all the other honorable judges of the High Court, everybody who has assembled here, professors, students, advocates, members from the media, members from political life, everybody. When I heard about this college, and one of the premier reasons why I'm here today is because of the association of Dr. Madhava Menon with this particular institution. One of the stalwarts when it comes to education in law, who was a pioneer of very fundamental changes in legal education. He was the person who was the brain behind these National Law School universities, which started with National Law School Bangalore. I had an occasion to share dais with him, and to say that I was impressed would be an understatement. It was something phenomenal. So just wanted to see this particular temple of learning, from which 7 persons are presently adorning the Temple of Justice in Madras.
They say normally the Battle of Waterloo was won on the playfields of Eton and Harrow. So therefore, whatever you get your education in that institution, that puts the birthmark, it brands you with that element of character all through your life. Somebody said, Mark Twain, whatever I had to learn, I learnt in nursery school. What I did thereafter was application of what I learnt in nursery school. Similarly, those who study in this college, they have learned their basics here. What they do in life is application of whatever they have learned here. And what an institution. 50 years, steadfastly, turning out large number of students. It's not the number, the quantity, it's the quality. And that speaks volumes that your chief minister, your law minister, 7 judges of the High Court, they are all alumni of this prestigious institution. Girls. Similar situation in Orissa, Jharkhand. So therefore, in near future, we will have large number of lady judges. I must tell you, when I joined the profession and shifted to Supreme Court, I had the great fortune to see the first lady judge of the Supreme Court in Justice Fatima. That was one solitary example, then followed by Justice Sujata Manohar, again followed by Justice Rumapal. But in the entire court, that was the only or the lone voice which was a female candidate in the entire court. Today we have 4 of them. So therefore, that's the trend, that's the logic, and that's the statistics before you. Very shortly, we will have at every levels in judiciary, large number of ladies adorning the post. That's the revolution, that's the evolution. And a college like this will help you, will help nurture the talent, take the challenges in life, to take the challenges in profession and also in judiciary. One suggestion, I'm not quite aware of whether the adjudication of subjects relating to adjudication are also taught in this college. But a program has recently been started in some of the national law universities where the program also encompasses the elements of adjudication. After Shetty Commission, which thought of removing the barrier of minimum level of practice as a lawyer before the entry into judiciary, there are a large number of young graduates who directly from the college are willing to take up judgeship as a career. To equip that regular stream of students coming into judiciary, if the colleges can have a subject or two dealing with adjudicatory functions, that will equip them, that will nurture that talent, that will support them all through. This is only a suggestion. I'm not quite aware of what this particular law college does. Everybody has spoken about my constraints of time, so let me not betray them. I would have loved to be here. I will come back again, maybe in a different capacity. And I would have loved that if there was a large gathering of students, or maybe for us, maybe one subject or something, if I could lecture them on something, that would be my privilege and proud association with this college. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
All that begins well ends well.
Dr. Srinivasan, Principal Dr. Ambedkar Government Law College, Puducherry, to deliver his vote of thanks.
Our invited guests, friends from electronic media,
Ladies and gentlemen, a very pleasant
good morning to one and all present here. On behalf of Dr. Mr. Government, I deem it a great privilege
and honor to propose and extend my vote of thanks on this historic occasion. At the outset, I would like to express my sincere thanks to Honorable Mr. Justice
like makes the Chief Justice of India.
taking out time from his busy schedule and gracing the event, delivering the valedictory address, and also releasing the souvenir. So this day will be remembered as a milestone in the history of legal education in Puducherry. As
That is the first occasion in these 50 golden years that Honorable Chief Justice of India has raised this important event.
the very presence is a reflection of the commitment of your lordship that exhibits
Towards improving quality in education. As a by Lordship, the argument
three functions we will be trying to incorporate in the Board of Studies and will import as a subject.
so it was indeed free to hear from you and learn from you as the valuable insights. I would like to acknowledge
My gratitude and heavy thanks, hearty thanks to Honorable Justice V. Ramasubramaniam, Judge, Supreme Court of India, for delivering presence
things like that. So thank you, Lordship, for being stressed on the historic day, and also for
of legal education in Puducherry. So I take this occasion to extend my sincere thanks to Honorable Mr. Justice M. M. Sundaresh, Judge, Supreme Court of India, for delivering the keynote address. So you have rightly pointed out that teaching and learning is a
lifelong process that educators and learners
together. So we are grateful for sparing your valuable time and gracing this event, my lord.
Next, I hope my heartfelt thanks and deepest gratitude to Srimati
Dr. Tamilai Soundararajan, Honorable Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, for her valuable support and guidance. So every time we approach Madam for any kind of help and assistance, she always extends her valuable support,
provides ideas and suggestions, which helps us to keep moving in the right direction. Madam, I am
extremely grateful to you for your kind gracing this event despite your very busy schedule. We are extremely happy and privileged to have among us our Honorable Justice Munishwar Nath Bhandari, the Chief Justice of Madras High Court. So
thank you, Lordship, for your ancestral support and guidance.
Your presence has really given us a lot of encouragement and motivation to carry on this journey. We are all inspired by your gracious presence, my Lord. I take this opportunity to extend
my heartfelt gratitude and the immense thanks to, sincere thanks to the
Makkal Mudalvar, respected through N. Rangasamy, Honorable Chief Minister Puducherry, for delivering this special address. This institution, being its alma mater, holds a special
place in heart. As the backgrounds of our Jubilee Association, we are really indebted to yourself for your
guidance and support in all our endeavors. Your presence has really given us a lot of encouragement and motivation to carry on this journey. We are all inspired by your gracious
presence, sir. On behalf of the college, I understand the project sense of gratefulness and deeper sense of gratitude to Honorable Justice D. Raja, Judge, High Court of Madras,
from judging national moot court competition to advising on academic matters and infrastructural setup, his lordship
has been a pillar of strength and his constant support
guidance has helped us in every possible way, my lord. I owe my heartfelt thanks to through our Selvam, Honorable Speaker, Legislative Assembly, Puducherry,
for accepting our invitation to raise the
first sense of gratitude to you, sir. So I would be failing in my duty if I don't acknowledge the support of through A. Namachivayam, Honorable Minister for Home, Government of Puducherry, who has been extending all the help and support in making this the day a memorable one in the history of the law college. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for all his support and wishes. I would like to express my sincere thanks to through K. Lakshminarayanan, Honorable Minister for Law and Public Works, Government of Puducherry, who is a patron of the Alumni Association, for being with us and helping us and supporting us on our endeavor. My sincere thanks to the Honorable Minister for Civil Supplies, who is also be with us now, and giving our full support and help to all endeavors. Since my sincere thanks to through S. Selva Ganapati, Honorable Member of the Parliament, Rajya Sabha, for taking out his time from his busy schedule and gracing the occasion. So thank you, sir, for donating a bus for the law college students, the Swaraj Massa from the MPL Lady Fund. So thank you very much. So it is my responsibility to acknowledge the presence of through PML Kalyana Sundaram, member of the Legislative Assembly, Puducherry, for accepting the invitation and being here with us to grace the occasion. So next, we owe a heartfelt thanks and gratitude to respected Dr. S. C. Pat, who is not here, the principal retired, who has been a guiding force for this institution. And thank you, and I'm here to thank him for all his support and help. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the Bar Association, the members of the Bar Association, and the Office Bearer of the Bar Association, who has been extending all the support for conducting various functions of the institution throughout the year. I must also acknowledge the best efforts taken by the former principals, administrators, retired faculty members for the development of the institution. I am highly indebted to my to own widespread, resourceful, dedicated alumni for their commitments in the best possible way by giving excellent professional network opportunity to students. So thank you for all the thank you for always being beside us in all the endeavors. So it is my moral responsibility to acknowledge the hard work and untiring efforts of my esteemed colleagues and my dear students for making this program a reality. I'm extremely thankful for these efforts, making this great event a great success. And I'm thankful. I thank all the delegates for showing the interest in participating in this historic event. I would like to extend a sincere thanks to members of the electronic media, print media, and for their valuable support. At the end, I assure you that with all your guidance and support, best wishes, Dr. and soon reach the pinnacle of excellence in imparting a quality education in the years to come. Thank you all.
I request the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais to raise for
विनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा दव शुभ नामे जय गादा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत माता जय हे जय 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 जय
I request one and all to join for the lunch. All the alumni have a memory to take over. So I request one and all to collect the gift and also join for the lunch.
Photographer, back வாங்க. பின்னாடி வாங்க, பின்னாடி வந்துருங்க.
That's big.
Come down, sir. Sir. Come back, come back.
No. You mobile to I said picture to mobile. Easy. கொஞ்சம் பேக்ல நல்லா பேக் பண்ணு சரி
Any mobile? நாங்க போன் இருந்தாங்க நான் என்ன எடுத்தேன் சரி வந்துடும் ப்ளீஸ் கொஞ்சம் எடுத்துறேன் கொஞ்சம் வந்து ப்ளீஸ் ப்ளீஸ் நான் ஒன்று எடுத்துக்கிறேன்